Because, well, just right now there's a whole thing trying to pass the DREAM Act and for undocumented students or out-of-state students or international students. And me being an AB 540 student and just, learning about the civil rights movement and everything that happened, I feel I wanted to write something similar to that. And I wrote a speech and it's spoken word form. And I called it a letter to the president, I still have a dream. This is a letter to the president. This is a letter to the king, Martin Malcolm Obama. I still have a dream. This is a letter to the president. This is a letter to the king, Martin Malcolm Obama. I still have a dream. How can I ever make you feel? Not tell you our grievances and close the gap, the distances that seems so powerful where the people live. I still have a dream. The dream of a pregnant woman walking north through the desert. The same dream of a southern slave with snatched shackles guided by the crescent. The dream of being free and a better life. The dream of ending a painful strife. In my dream I struggle as the moon and the sun stare. Twice pursuing the American dream, twice running from America's nightmare. Mr. President, I still have a dream. All I want is to live in peace. But as a child I will grow up being told that people like me were either criminals or thieves. So I understand when there are people who are terrified to call police, when many get cheated by crooked lawyers, feeling powerless because we're also taken advantage of by twisted employers. The country that watched me grow wants to get rid of me. We stabilize the sector of agriculture, but they paint us as the enemy. Mr. President, I see my mom's tears slow. All she wants in life is for me to do well. But it was hard in high school being AB 540 and seeing my dreams fall and crumble. But like Twin Tower survivors, I pushed my way out of the rubble. It was hard to work the trouble, feeling depressed because God knows that I gave it my best. My mother never raised a quitter, but all this American dream rhetoric to me was nothing but glitter. I remember elementary school, my teacher telling me that I couldn't be president. I was only a child. I didn't understand when she said that I wasn't a resident. I came home and cried and asked, Mama, why is it that things are this way? Some of us joined the army. We are bleeding to stay. It's been 15 years and they still haven't got to my case. Sometimes I want to give up, feeling like I'm lost in a legal maze. That's when I close my eyes and I see my mother's face, because she risked her life for me to see some better days. I'm just asking for my basic human rights to freedom and education, the right to live in peace and contribute to this nation, because working parents are being taken to rape sponsored by ICE and the children are the ones paying the ultimate price. Mr. President, how can we grow old when ash is turning hearts cold? Hearts cold like when some of us are graduating from places like Harvard but can't practice our profession for being undocumented. The pain is like having part of your heart amputated, because how can we raise a family knowing any day we could get deported? Mr. President, this is part of the story that is never reported, and in the media it is often distorted. How can I raise a family knowing I'm risking it every day driving to work because I have to put food on the table with no pension or retirement? I'm only good until my body's able. Mr. President, we are more than cheap labor. We work for this. We're not asking for a free favor. We are students, workers, and soldiers. We are doctors, teachers, and lawyers. I live in terror from ICE and I still manage to keep on as I struggle with life. I have a dream of being a good author. I still have a dream of one day being a good father, but can't help but feel useless, feeling that the future for me is fruitless. Living with this crisis, driving without a license, paranoid about the sirens with this type of life I live. I can raise a wife and kid. Mr. President, I'm a human being, not an alien or illegal. I want to be free to fly like a real eagle. I deserve the scholarship. I'm valedictorian. I want to be a teacher or probably a better historian, so I can write down until all the border stories. So I could write down and tell all the border stories of so many wooden crosses, symbolic of corpses that once had a dream, but their dreams ended right there. I'm sick of living in this nightmare because I live in fear. I shed a tear for those who came with the dream and children and buried both here. For those who bear the pain of having to work here, listening to their children grow up back home to the promises that were whispered on the phone and heard through the ear. For those that left promising to be back in a year. For those that immigration detention centers, fighting their case, waiting indefinitely. Sometimes I feel the place is waiting for me. Seeing my best friend in there makes me face the possibility. It's hard to keep the dream alive, but it is my responsibility to my mother's efforts and sacrifices, and to all those who pursued their dream but are not lifeless. This ain't the class of '09, this is the class of the iron will and the relentless. As I finish my sentence, this goes out to those who didn't make it, because the obstacles were thrown at us as if the system was a machine gun loaded with them, and these obstacles pierced message right through her spirit. I hope those in power will hear it. Because Mr. President, when I think of Dr. King, I picture him writing you a letter saying I still have a dream. Because Mr. President, when I think of Dr. King, I picture him writing you a letter saying I still have a dream. Woo!